you tell us a little bit about the use cases? Sustainable business models, artists and creators, NGOs and charities. How do they fit in?
Yeah, if I can share my thoughts here. So basically, when we started, we were talking all about sustainabilities and these business models, which in some way were, or still are, quite overlooked from the status quo, right? So most of these ideas, they take time to develop, right? So for example, let's take the ocean cleanup. These guys did bootstrap themselves through a centralized crowdfunding, but it's still taking them a lot of time to execute and to be commercially viable and to be even like successful in business terms in order to achieve these goals. So that's why we have decided that in commercial aspect, this is our use case number one, where we would help anyone with an idea about the venture or about the product or about the company, which could overall fit in the area around sustainability, or it might be just a sustainable business model with the value add, right? With something more than just, hey, I mean, let's make money on the back of offering products. So we don't like that much the term economies of scale, where you can like create more and more and more and more product and kind of constantly grow, right? I mean, basically, the planet is already overwhelmed with pollution and with plastic waste. You both said that. The planet is also quite overwhelmed with us in terms of number. We are close to 8 billion. So this economies of scales doesn't seem to make sense anymore. So you need to like find sustainable business models, which we could say, hey guys, we will build this will target something, we'll fix something, or we'll solve something, and we would still make it viable. We would still make it commercially viable. We would still make it useful for the world. So this was our first use case. But also on the back of this, I did want to bring in two other areas which are also quite overlooked, and the pandemic did highlight the loopholes there. So one of them is the artists and creators. And we all know these models where like companies or kind of management organizations take a huge chunk of the profit from artists and from creators and are giving them the peanuts or the breadcrumbs of the money that they come in. So we did want to help them as well be sustainable and kind of really like be able to sell themselves, to be able to continue to do their work in whatever it might be this work. So the artist is quite clear. This could be a visual artist, this could be pure fine art, or this could be modern art, or it could be music. So basically this is a wider kind of term. With regards to creators, we talked about the people who want to create something that will potentially make things better in a way. So for example, like you said, with the pollution and with the plastic waste, right? Someone might decide, hey guys, I'm fed up with this beach, this lovely place being overly polluted with plastic. I want to clean this up. But in order to do so, I need money, right? So right now, what can I do? So one thing, I can go to a bank and get a loan, but how will I return this loan, right? So I'm cleaning something which isn't mine, so I wouldn't benefit from it. So on just like being able to enjoy a cleaner space. So they would need almost like free money in a way. So they could go into centralized crowdfunding to potentially do a fundraise there and bootstrap themselves, but this wouldn't necessarily give them a success, because the centralized platform could still like say yes or no, right? So that's why we believe that building a decentralized model where the community could say, hey, I mean, I know this beach, I love it as well, so I'm happy to give you $10 or 10 euro or 100 or whatever fiat money can be, or crypto, in order to achieve this. And this closes kind of the second use case about artists and creators. And the third one is the charities and NGOs, because we again all know that there are a lot of intermediaries which were cutting pieces or chunks from this money, which supposedly should go like almost 100% to these organizations, right? Because the people working there are not like putting this money into their pockets. They're trying to do something good there. So that's why this is kind of, we have decided to also include them as our third use case.
All right, thank you very much. Do you have anything else to add on this point for the use case?
I could only add something that it's interesting about the artists and creators. The idea, I mean, behind the artists is also the famous Bulgarian artist, okay, from Tony. Do you remember there was a Bulgarian artist that he's very famous?
Oh.
I think he was
yeah.
Christo. Yeah, he was selling his art to build some bigger project. Can you please say a bit more about it?
I forgot to mention this because this was also one of the main drivers to building this model. So Christo, who is of Bulgarian origin, is a modern artist, and basically the world is considering to be him as great as Picasso, for example. And what is interesting about Christo is that whatever he did with his installations and wrapping buildings and things, he did not take a dime from anyone in terms of kind of sponsorship. So he did not take external money at all because he wanted to be independent. And in order to do so, what actually he did is that he also leveraged an NFT model, but a physical NFT model. So basically, let's say I don't know about the Arc de Triomphe in Paris. So the money needed to do this work, these are like dozens of millions, right? And in order not to have like someone breathing on the back of his neck and saying you're going to do this in this way or that way, he starts to create physical pieces of his idea, how he's going to do this. And this was like from postcards up to like $1 million paintings, which he was selling. And when he did achieve the goal, for example, to raise like, let's say 12 million euro needed for him to do this work, then he took this money and basically executed the physical work. That's why most of his actual work, most of the work that the world saw physically took a lot of time to execute. And this inspired us a lot because this is a great way to showcase that you can independently bootstrap yourself without like being almost forced to beg for money, or almost to being forced to comply with someone who has given you the money to do something, right? So that's why artists and creators is quite a fundamental use case for us as well, because we are simply modernizing a way how this brilliant and famous artist has bootstrapped his work back in the days.